Tomorrow, by the way, look out for the national press. I can't say much about it, but it will be the most profoundly disturbing news that will affect information security that you will have yet read. I unfortunately have been intimately involved with it. Do not worry, I'm not due to have imminent arrest, I hope so. Our host admonished you to, if you see something, say something. Listen, I have no problem with that, as long as what you say is an exclamation like, holy shit. I don't want to hear anybody going outside the room and saying, psst, call the FBI. So, not happening. I'm happy to be here. I have been on the campaign trail talking to the average American for a long time. It is nice to be able to talk to highly intelligent average Americans. I appreciate this tremendously. There's been nothing more disturbing to me than entering politics. I understand now why the youth of this country, which is primarily 99% of you guys, are so distressed. You know, I'm an old man, and I've seen a lot of distressing things, and yet I've seen nothing as distressing as what's happening in America today. With our loss of privacy, our loss of freedoms, intrusions into our lives by the NSA, the FBI, and all 14 government covert agencies, and further attempts by every agency within the government to intrude even further. The FBI, a couple of months ago, attempting to extort Apple into giving them a master key for every telephone, every iPhone on the planet. I stepped into the middle of that fray. I had a debate on CNN with a mouthpiece from the FBI, who, by the way, was an extraordinarily, if anybody saw that interview, eloquent and polished individual. You know, I came on with ruffled hair and hadn't shaved and a dirty shirt. And in 15 minutes, I had reduced him to a man going, well, maybe we can work together. Which I knew would not happen. I am the most vocal, outspoken critic of the FBI and other US agencies in the world. I knew they would not cooperate with me, to the point that they paid somebody else. I didn't do this, by the way, folks. People think, McAfee did crack it on. No, they never even called me. They paid $1.1 million to some other hacker in Russia to do it for them. Now think about this. This is how much I am disliked by our government, that to avoid having to even recognize that I exist, they would pay over $1 million to somebody else. So, in any case, and by the way, Tim Cook never even called me, or nobody ever would say thank you for your efforts. Nothing. Why? Because they're afraid. If you make a phone call to me, don't ever call me, by the way. You're going to be on a watch list instantly. And for the rest of your life, there'll be someone with a briefcase following you around with a Stingray, or there'll be a black car parked outside across the street with a Stingray. And every time you buy a new phone, within 20 seconds of turning it on, it will slow down to the point that it crawls. And you'll have 5 to 10 layers of spyware on there, and the rest of your life is over. So, again, if anybody gives you my phone number, burn it. And just, that's it. So even just being here now, this close to me, you guys on the front row, you're in deep shit. So this is my life. I've learned to live with it. By the way, in all sincerity, my phones do have multiple layers of spyware on them. I know about it. I was showing, in fact, last night I was in Egypt, a very, very sophisticated thing that just popped up in my notifications saying, notice, action required. Well, it's in notifications, what can I do? So I pushed the button. Then popped up a screen saying, your account requires, your account has changed. You need to log in. Like, my account has changed. What does that mean? It morphed into an alternate universe? It changed its name. It got tired of John McAfee, and now it's Zaphod Beeblebrox. What does it mean? But I knew what it meant. It meant do not push the next button. And it took me forever to get it out of my notifications. Seriously, it ended up being attached to Google Play Services somehow. I found it out. So I went into Google Play Services and turned off notifications, and it went away. So to even bring it back last night, you guys were all around me, I had to go and turn off the phone after I turned notifications back on, turn the phone back on, which would then reload the malware, and then it popped back up, and I showed you guys what it did. So It's getting extraordinarily sophisticated. So my phones are just layer after layer after layer of spyware. I mean, it gets comical. If you hit factory reset, you've got 5 differing spyware programs all trying to compete to intercept that factory reset and pretend to do a factory reset. So anyway, that's the state that I'm in. So everything in my life is disinformation. I mean, everything.